All right. Good afternoon, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt. This is Diamond Talk, presented by Thacker Jewelry in Lubbock. Your love story and more begins at Thacker Jewelry. And West Texans love a good love story, and they love seeing Texas Tech baseball sweep. That's what we're talking about today. Weekend sweep taken care of this afternoon with a 16-5 win over Texas Southern out at windy, dusty Dan Law Field. Didn't matter though. Texas Tech does what they need to do today. Now we know what you need to do. You need to settle in, enjoy the show. Let's talk a little baseball this afternoon with you. The early arrivals let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Give us thumbs up and hearts and whatever. Then you share it with your friends and invite them on in, and let's have some fun talking some baseball. Appreciate Arctic Air, the Arctic Air Studios. Today you need it. You're going to need it tomorrow. We're going to be hot, and then guess what? We're not going to be come like Wednesday or Thursday in West Texas. We're not going to be so hot. That's just the way it goes. What? It's late February, early March. So that's what we're doing. In three, in two, good evening or afternoon, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. Ryan Hyatt, TheRedderland.com. If you missed my column today, you didn't miss it. It's waiting for you. 5 things we know on a Sunday. Go check it out. This is Diamond Talk presented by Thacker Jewelry, a West Texas legend, 50 years young right now. So a lot of great things to talk about for Texas Tech baseball. Fire away. Thanks to United Supermarkets, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, whether you are on YouTube, you can chat with us, get your comments and questions. As Damon indeed informs everybody, the talking box is on. So let's talk, shall we? Things you like, things that impressed you. In order, obviously, the sweep and getting the brooms out and doing something that Tech kind of had a tough time doing last year, whether it was non-conference or otherwise, was just completing a weekend of domination. And they do it against a Texas Southern team that, granted, they may not be very good. I don't say this. Typically, this program in Texas Southern is better than what they showed you this weekend. Much more competitive. They're picked fourth in their division. They're in the SWAC. But that aside, a year ago, this was something that Tech couldn't do. They couldn't finish on Sundays at different times. They do it in style today. They run rule them. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Run rule. Run rule is a beautiful thing sometimes. And we thank you for that. So you get the sweep. We also have the burgeoning story of Landon Stripling forcing his way into the lineup over there at first base, going crazy, hitting like crazy, doing anything you want. 5 hits on Friday. What did he do today? He goes over, but I think he got a couple of walks when it was all said and done. It was Owen Washburn, the hitting star, 3 for 3, with a couple of jacks today, supporting his brother out there on the mound. But if we have Landon Stripling, whose bat cannot be kept out of the lineup, then that means we have a cash question, who yesterday got his first home run of the year, making deposits on a Saturday. There you go, Gavin Cash. He has not been in the starting lineup since the UTA game, and we have a cash question right now. We also have today, we can talk about the pitching, arms for days. I don't know how they're going to sort out. It's going to take until probably April, I think, for everything to even itself out. And by then, you kind of know who's banged up, who's dinged up, who's performing, who's not performing. Are they weekend guy? Are they midweek guy? Whatever. But you got a lot of arms to choose from if you're Tim Tadlock, Matt Gardner. And so far, almost everybody they put out there has attacked the strike zone. That's what I want to see early on. Today, I thought it was impressive. Going back to the pitching, we'll get to the cash question in a moment. Washburn gets the win, 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned on 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. He faced 22, 89 total pitches. Second start of the year, and it was warm today, so that helped. But I love the fact that they were confident in it was a close game early on. You knew Tech was going to get the runs. That wasn't an issue. But they let him stretch out to 90 early on. That tells me that he feels really good. The feedback they're getting from Washburn earlier in the year is that he's not pitching, not necessarily effortlessly is not the right word, but he didn't really have to labor much in these first 2 starts, and he still gets 8 strikeouts today. So the ERA a little higher. I'm not going to worry about that right now. ERAs will take care of themselves. Anymore, ERA may be quickly becoming one of the worst metrics for measuring the efficiency of a pitcher in both Major League Baseball and college baseball. Yeah, the first one was a Gork home run. Talking about the one hit by Texas Southern. But really, can we? Hey, thanks for showing up, guys. Texas Southern, here's for you. You got a little highlight, right? Hopefully, at the end of the year, at their banquet, they're showing that and go and see that came against a College World Series team. So we have that, and then we have Mr. TJ Pompey has arrived, a full-grown baseball playing man at Texas Tech, in a week plus into the season, has done nothing to to make you change your mind. 2 for 4 today. He gets himself a jack. He plays a smooth shortstop, and there you are. TJ Pompey, and right now you can keep him in the 8th spot. I don't know. I keep talking about backing up cash. Is that we'll get to all this here in a second. Yeah, I mean, right now you've got the embarrassment of riches that you want early in the season. You can fire away your comments, questions. Thank you, United Supermarkets, Market Street. If you hadn't gone over there today, head over to your local Market Street. Ad specials on the weekend, particularly on Sunday. Great selection of meat. Meat. We like meat. Go check out the beef. So yeah, I'm ready to gush about TJ Pompey. He not only looks the part, he plays the part. He carries himself the way you want an athlete and a baseball player of that caliber carrying himself. I mean, he looks like he could stride right into Thacker jewelry right now, put on a Citizen's watch, and go, "I look good in this." Yes, I do. You can do the same thing today. So yeah, early returns are really good on that. Couldn't be more. It's rare that a guy lives up to that kind of hype coming in right off the bat. Usually it takes a little bit of time to settle in and get a few things going for you. Yeah, he gets there. Could Pompey and Lopez switch spots in the lineup? Lopez on the year right now. Let me see if I can go season. Yeah. He's getting on base. He's not hitting worth a lick, but he leads you with 10 walks. Okay. 4 strikeouts, 10 walks. He has the home run. So am I ruling that out? No. Lopez will get the bat going. I'm not worried about that. But he is doing a lot of things you want your leadoff hitter to do. And that's, get on base. Give me some of that. So, I mean, is it great? Is it ideal? No. But I see what you're going, and I look more at Pompey and go, I don't want to move him right now. You've got Gardner Webb coming up, and then what is that? A little Texas team coming up after that. Maybe leave him down there at that part of the lineup for another week or two. And then maybe if you're feeling really good, if you want to juggle it, maybe it's that Texas weekend, but give him another weekend down there and say, "Hey, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. All right, you're fine. You're hitting 441." Damian Bravo is another guy that now that he is focused on offense, you see what he's doing. He's never going to be like an elite defensive player, but he's going to be good enough. And he's got 13 RBI. Green has 14, along with Pompey to lead you in RBI on the year. And then he's got 13. And what has he got? 8 doubles. And all of them are at the Globe Life. Alan, used to be Utah correspondent down in the Metroplex. Washburn keeps knocking the cobwebs out with each inning he pitches. He's going to be great by the end of the season. And, again, today, what is he now in the year? 8 1/3 innings worth of work, 12 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 4 walks to 14 Ks. So in the one, he's given up 2 home runs, and one of them was like James, I think, said. It's kind of a whatever fluke. Like that. Sanders settled it down for you. Hewer on the year now, 5 1/3 innings worth of work. Sanders in 5 1/3. He's got a 1.69 ERA, which we said doesn't matter. But let's combine those 2 relievers right there. Let's combine Sanders and Hewer. And again, low leverage situation today. But you still got to execute pitches, right? It doesn't matter what the score is. If you don't throw it over the plate, it doesn't matter. So there's 2, again, we talk about arms for days. Let's combine them. 10 2/3 innings of work 11 hits given up. They have struck out 10 between them and only walked one. That's not bad. In fact, that's pretty good. What did we see? Yesterday, Zane Petty does not get the win as Tech was trailing. He did give up 3 runs, but no walks. Yesterday, he only walked 3. So again, I look at Zane Petty and I go, this guy's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. On a different day, and that kind of goes for Robinson a little bit. The other, maybe you find a guy, but Ryan Free, all he does is come in and give you 3 1/3 to get it. And then we saw a Zach Erdman sighting. Hi there, Zach Erdman. Good to see you. So there's a few more arms. And then in the 32-5 Friday game, where I hope you guys saw, I put the picture of my scorebook that day, calling the game with Mark Finkner on the radio. It's like the 72 Dolphins. Mark and I have been waiting for somebody to come along and eclipse that game, which was not the easiest game to call, as you can imagine, in a route like that. And I had, after I'd called that game in 97, a guy at the radio station had my scorebook, that sheet, actually copied and laminated it, hung in my office for a long time. Because it's, for me, and this is like inside baseball, no pun intended, that's an incredibly clean scorebook for me. I am well known for having a scorebook that I, and only I, can translate and read. That if anybody ever gets hold of my old scorebooks and tries to transcribe what may have happened in a Texas Tech game in the 90s and early 2000s, good luck. Good luck. I've told the story many times. It infuriated Finkner because he'd go get a couple of slices of pizza. And by that, I mean, he'd go get a pizza and some nachos and a bunch of Dr. Pepper. So he might miss a half inning or something. So standard broadcast protocol, you let your partner look over yours. And this is all before computerized scoring and everything else. So we're it. That's it. It's me, Mark, official score down the hall. So he would get intensely mad at me because I was horrible on pitch count. I got better at it as the years went on. It's just something that I never really, kept a running total of. Anyways, I got better because of Finger. But I would write down WW. And in 97, the first year we worked together, he'd be like, what is that? Is that like a walk? Is that a walk? What is that? I said, no, that's WW. Wasn't watching. Like, how'd the guy get to third? I don't know. WW. Wasn't watching. He just magically, poof, he ended up over it. So Finkner finally realized, just go down to the official score before you come into the booth after you go out for a half inning or so. Get it from them. They're going to do that. So, yeah. Wasn't watching. Damian Bravo today over the monster. And, yes, I will take paper over it's handy. I love, the computerized stats during the game and everything. I love that I can go to, in a click and go to the comparisons, go, okay, Texas Tech today, let's see, leading off was 4 for 6 out of 6 opportunities, 4 times. Makes life easy when you do that. And they were 2 of 7. Or you can look at 2 out hitting and you were 3 of 8 and they were 6 of 13. Or you were runners on 11 of 23. Lord, that's a season. 11 of 23, and they were 3 of 13. I love that, but still, absolutely, you got to keep your own book. This will get a lot. Well, okay, so 7-inning game, 129 pitches, so maybe 39, 140, 150. You might have been able to get out of there in a 9-inning game, 150. Which is not bad. Again, you weren't walking a lot of people this weekend, and that has been a hallmark already on this young season for this pitching staff, is they are challenging the zone. They did it at Globe Life. They've done it here at Dan Law, that it doesn't really matter who's out there. They have challenged the strike zone. The strike percentage today on a it's a kind of crappy day to be outside for those of you who are outside, 65.9%. I look at anything over 62 and I go, that's really good. Anything over 65 and you're really doing something. I don't remember yesterday. Let's go to yesterday. Strike percentage yesterday was right dead 65. And then in the blowout win, they were all blowout wins, strike percentage was 65-4, where you've got huge leads and you take advantage of that. You didn't hunt and peck. Thank you very much. Can't tell you how big that is for a manager or pitching coach to be able to look and see strike percentages in that range in games where it would have been easy maybe to not have the most focus. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitty X, fire away questions, comments brought to you by United Supermarkets. It's Diamond Talk presented by Thacker Jewelry. We'll go a few more minutes. Big day tomorrow. We'll hand out those Raiderland helmet stickers in the morning. We'll, of course, have the daily broadcast around 6:30ish. We go a few days without baseball, but fret not. Texas is in town Tuesday night, so there'll be a nice full week of college basketball, football action. All right, so let's go all the way back. Let's talk about the cash question right now. A couple of things obviously are happening here. Stripling is happening here. Stripling can flat out hit. He may be the best hitter on this roster. And you got to figure out how to get him out there. Enter Gavin Cash having just a really, and a lot of people are going to think that this stems to what he was doing or not doing at the plate there in Arlington. No, this is as much about the problems Cash was having in the field. He looked incredibly uncomfortable in the field. And sometimes the best attention getter is to, sit a guy down, let him not start. You're returning All-American, home run king. And this is now me extrapolating what I've watched at different times over the years with different players. I have to wonder if he sat there all off season thinking, I got to duplicate it more last year. I got to go out and hit 4 home runs a game. I got to hit 500. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I thought in Arlington that he was pressing and that at the plate, he was chasing pitches that in his mind, he's thinking, I'm not going to get anything good. I got to go to this pitch, as opposed to just, okay, if they walk you, they walk you. So plate discipline is one thing, but some errors at first and just not looking comfortable in the field, that as much as anything, if you want to play yourself out of a Tim Tadlock lineup, and look at the guys that he has had in the lineup over the years that weren't all that great hitting, but he knew could take away outs. We use the hashtag 27 outs. It's an old Larry Hayes term. You get 27, they get 27. What you do with it is how you win the game. And Tim Tadlock values those as much defensively as he does offensively, because he knows if I take away your outs, I make my life a whole lot easier. It's really an odd concept, isn't it? Thinking too much in baseball is a killer, just like golf. So now what do? You gotta have a Stripling in the lineup, right? This guy has to be in there. Well, okay. Where are we gonna go? What are you gonna do? I mean, you're not gonna sit there and take Washburn out, right, as the DH. I'm gonna do that. Seems like not a very good idea. So that's not an option. Well, you put him in the corners, right? Well, you put him out there in left field or something. Well, no, I don't feel like doing that. Well, I know what you can do. You can take Austin Green. No, you're not going to take Austin Green out. So got ourselves a little bit of an early season conundrum, and it's a good conundrum problem to have. That these guys know, and now everybody on this team knows. So this is a really talented team with a lot of guys coming in and a lot of guys looking for at-bats and a lot of guys that know they're really, really good college baseball players. That's why they're at Texas Tech. This isn't different stretches of Tech baseball where if you were the starter, you knew there's no chance the guy behind you was going to push you out of a spot. This team has watched Tim Tadlock bench Gavin Cash. These guys know that no spot is guaranteed, that you have to earn the right to be on the field. And the best Tech teams have been like that, that the competition to get on the field, to get at bats is huge, It's massive. So we've got how many games until Big 12 play starts? Are you kidding me? 4 games? And then you might as well just open up with Texas. God, I love baseball. It's fantastic. All right, questions, comments, fire away. A few more minutes. We'll go here on Diamond Talk, presented by Thacker Jewelry. 16-5 the win today. Texas Tech gets the sweep. We talked about Lopez. I'm not worried about him. He is getting on. I am worried about the Saddle Tramps, the ball boys. A little aggressive, a little after they early in the game, back in the third inning, down the left field line, whichever Tramp was down there. Hey, and by the way, Tramp, you're gonna wear shorts, get some sun on those legs. I know it's early season, but God, be careful. The umpires had to say, all right, you guys have to stay now on the other side of the fence, off the field. And I mean, I love the go get 'em attitude. That's what we want to see. But James, like you're saying, everybody is replaceable. This Tramp was out there basically trying to field a pop up with the Texas Southern guys all around him. I'm like, good on you. But hey, you were even trying to catch a guy, a Red Raider. Don't do that. So yeah, everybody is replaceable. Apparently, even the Saddle Tramps out there shagging balls and everything else. I'm trying. I always have to go back and look at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything that was just absolutely 100% got to look at today. We do look at the scores today around the Big 12. Kansas State beat Holy Cross 5-4. Kansas lost to Kentucky 8-5. West Virginia and Charlotte. This is a final now at Charlotte, the old Robert and Miriam Hayes Stadium. Let me tell you about Robert and Miriam Hayes. If anybody ever loved getting jewelry at Thacker Jewelry, it was Robert and Miriam Hayes. That's with an E. No relation to Larry. 6-5 Charlotte. UCF beats Samford. UCF finally getting to play some games, 12-2. Bottom of the ninth, Houston's going to get beat maybe. This one, I thought this one was done. 11-6. I'm just going to re-rack this real quick because I thought I saw where that game was done, and I don't want to give you guys bad information, even on a Sunday afternoon. So, always exciting. Scroll down, wait for it. It is a final 11-6. St. John's over Houston. The Red Men over the Red Cougars. UCLA got beat by TCU. TCU continuing to look pretty good. 13-3 at home. Baylor loses to Indiana 15-5. Baylor will get them back. Well, Indiana won't make the tournament. Won't matter in basketball. You've got Cincinnati losing to Coastal Carolina 25-2. They're in Conway. Tough place to play. Coastal. Everybody around here knows firsthand what that program's all about. And in the words of Chris Beard, nobody has more respect for Coastal Carolina than Texas Tech. Texas and Cal Poly slow 7-0 today. The Horns win that. I think they swept. Oklahoma loses to Wright State 12-2. Oh no, losing bottom of the eighth, 12-2. They're in Norman in front of at least 15-20 really interested people. And then later this evening, about an hour or so away, Oregon State and Oklahoma State. Good heavens, the Orange there at Globe Live. So Oregon State just came in and stayed in town, and just playing games there in Arlington. Like that's where they belong. I don't think my Big 12 standings are updated. We'll give it a look and see if they've got Texas Tech updated. Yeah, okay, 5-2. We may be updated. So yeah, TCU sitting at 7-0 along with Houston, who has just gone to 6-1. UCF is 4-0 if that is updated. 5-1 for Texas, 5-2 for Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma State 4-2, Cincy 3-2. Baylor, can we have a conversation, Baylor? 1-6. BYU's 2-5. BYU, your field is too beautiful and the backdrop is too beautiful to not be good in baseball. We can't have that. Hey, Weston, what's up? We're talking baseball. That's what's up. What's up with you? What are you doing, huh? Anything? Do anything? Yeah, we're talking baseball. You talking baseball? We're talking baseball. You have too beautiful field to be bad. BYU, Kansas 3-3, West Virginia 4-4. Baylor. I don't care if they wander in the wilderness for 40 years in baseball, but you're in the Big 12. You're moderately near several major metro areas. You ought to be able to roll out of bed. And the Baylor ballpark still, we're going on 20, 25 years now. They built it in 99. But they built a miniature version of the ballpark in Arlington. So by college baseball standards, and I'm not sure what some of the other amenities are now there around that program, baseball wise, but it's good enough. That's my point. My point, and I do have one. It's good enough. You should be better, Baylor. So, yeah. I blame it on their championship gold uniforms. All right, that's going to wrap it up unless you guys got any other questions. We appreciate Thacker Jewelry for being a fantastic sponsor. Love talking baseball. Early season sorting itself out. They get a few days now to just rest up after what has to feel like a crazy start to the season, spending a week in Arlington, then coming home for 3 quick games, you know. More interested in high school basketball right now. High school basketball. Yeah, I guess we're cruising through the playoffs and that sort of thing. The Weston, a proud Shallow-Water Mustang, by the way. So the Mustangs and the Phillies, I believe both still alive. I think that's right. I think I got that right. So we wish them well. Back with you tomorrow. Daily broadcast in the morning. Check it out, theraiderland.com. We'll have your Raiderland hot links waiting for you. Also, you get to hand out your helmet stickers first thing in the morning. And we'll have 60 seconds of Raiderland at some point. Just quick thoughts, our daily commentary. We say goodbye first off to the people on Twitter and on YouTube. Do I end the stream? Yes. End the stream question mark? Not yet, or end the stream? Yes. End